That's the last time, I promise. No.
Turn it off and on again.
You tried turning it off and on again.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
It makes me feel good. Huh?
This is why I have a heavy bag.
Yeah. Okay. Ready? You rolling? We're smiling. All right, let's do the academic challenge. We got a little bit of a late start, so we'll get rolling here. All right, this is 6 p.m. on Tuesday, the 23rd of February, 2016. And here we go with the academic challenge in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Academic Challenge on WSJM. I'm Ray Gustafson, your host and moderator. Today we're featuring teams from New Buffalo and Lakeshore. WSJM's Academic Challenge features scholastic competition involving high schools from around Southwest Michigan. Academic Challenge is sponsored by Berrien Springs Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Lakeshore Public Schools, and the Cook Nuclear Plant. Let's meet the teams. First from New Buffalo. Tell me your name, your grade, and your favorite color.
I'm Danny. I'm a senior, and my favorite color is blue.
I'm Christian Smith. I'm a senior, and my favorite color is purple.
Peter Brown, sophomore, and my favorite color is blue.
I'm Felix. I'm a sophomore, and my favorite color is red.
Perfect. Over to Lakeshore.
I am Ryan. I'm a freshman, and my favorite color is greenish purple.
I'm Karen. I'm a freshman, and my favorite color is orange.
My name is Quinn. I'm a freshman, and my favorite color is blue.
My name is Austin Seuss. I'm a senior. Favorite color is light blue.
Fantastic. So remember to keep those microphones nice and close so everybody can hear you well, and we'll get started with the academic challenge. A few basic rules that we run down each time. During the first and second halves, we'll announce the value of each question before it's asked. When you press your button, please wait for me to recognize you before you answer the question. Again, no consultation during the first and second halves. We do allow that during the 60-second round and halftime, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Again, I'm Ray Gustafson, your scorekeeper and judge, and Lewis is joining us as Bill is on hiatus yet. He's in some play thing that he's doing.
He's doing something.
I don't know. So how you doing tonight, Lewis?
I'm good.
Yep. So Lewis will be asking our questions. Well, let me do this. Lewis, you ready?
I'm ready.
Teams are ready.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's get going with the academic challenge. Go ahead there, Lewis.
All right. We'll start off with 15 points. Mm-hmm. With which Shavian character do we most associate the words, "By George, she's got it"?
By George, she's got it.
By George, I don't got it.
I think I hear a bell in the future. There it is. All right. That was a long bell.
Henry Higgins.
Henry Higgins. All right.
For 5 points, salam means peace in Arabic. What is the equivalent word in Hebrew?
That's not it.
Shalom. Another for 10 points.
We haven't had one for 10 points yet.
No, we haven't. Yeah,
no.
Right. For 10 points, this ancient wonder guided ships for 1,000 years before it was toppled by an earthquake. Can you name it?
We have Christian from New Buffalo.
The Parthenon.
That's incorrect.
Lakeshore? Ryan from Lakeshore.
The Great Lighthouse.
Sure. Yep. The lighthouse or the
lighthouse at Alexandria.
At Alexandria. Yep. We'll take that for 10 points.
For 10 points.
All right.
There's a math question for 20 points.
Get your pencils ready, and because it's 20 points, it's probably going to be a little bit tough.
The Reynolds family has a summer home on the lake with a market value of $125,000. Property in the area is assessed at 80% of its market value. The tax rate is $2.75 per $100 of the assessed value. How much tax do the Reynolds pay yearly for their home?
And I'm going to have him repeat that because we always do math questions twice, just a little bit slower so they have time to write those down too.
The Reynolds family has a summer home on the lake with a market value of $125. Property in the area is assessed at 80% of the market value. The tax rate is $2.75 per $100 of the assessed value. How much tax do the Reynolds pay yearly for their home?
Normally we give you 15 or 10 seconds. I'll give you 15 seconds on this one here too. So we'll give you a few extra seconds. This was a tough one.
But have you downloaded it? What are you waiting for? It's really easy to do. Simply grab your phone or pick up your tablet, then go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Type in
Anybody close before he gives the answer? Anybody, now that the bells rang? Anybody close or want to take a quick stab at it just for fun? Karen, did you come up with anything close from Lakeshore? Nothing? Nobody?
I know some of the numbers.
All right.
$275.
All right. Anybody close?
Nope.
Nope, not even close. All right. He brought the tough questions tonight, if you haven't figured that one out.
For 15 points, a chronic, unjustified feeling of apprehension, along with preoccupation with past errors, future calamities, and threats to one's defensive shield, are symptoms of what type of neurosis?
Felix from New Buffalo.
Schizophrenia.
Incorrect. Anxiety.
And I think they felt that while they were trying to answer that question. So
For 5 points, the digestive glands in the mouth region are called what?
Michigan. Number 61 finished second for the Associated Press Big Ten Athlete of the Year in 1933. Ford also competed in track and field.
Austin from Lakeshore.
Saliva glands?
That's correct. For 5 points.
5 points. Nice job.
For 10 points, Jackie Robinson was the first black to play Major League Baseball on a regular basis. In what major sport was Chuck Cooper the first black to play in major professional leagues?
Danny from New Buffalo.
Football?
That's incorrect.
Quinn from Lakeshore.
Hockey.
That's incorrect. Basketball. He played in 1950 for the Boston Celtics.
All right. Next question.
For 20 points.
A tough one.
If you alphabetize the 25 most populous U.S. cities, the first and the last are less than an hour's drive apart. Name them.
Say it one more time.
If you alphabetize the 25 most populous U.S. cities, the first and the last are less than an hour's drive apart. Name them.
Peter from New Buffalo.
LA and San Francisco.
Incorrect.
Lakeshore, want to take a stab? Oh, do it, Austin. Austin came in right at the buzzer from Lakeshore.
Albuquerque and Austin?
Incorrect.
LA and San Diego.
Baltimore and Washington.
Really? I would have never guessed that.
What it says.
All right. Next question.
All right. Another math question for 20 points.
It's a tough one. Say it nice and slow now.
A ladder 65 feet long is leaning against the wall.
Say it again.
A ladder 65 feet long is leaning against the wall.
Got it.
Its lower end is 25 feet away from the wall. How much further away will it be if the upper end is moved down 8 feet?
I think we're okay on that one.
Berrien and Rutgers have new coaches, and we also know that a couple other programs have coaches that are actually going to get a tag removed, whether that's acting head coach or interim head coach. When you think about guys
14 feet.
14 feet. All right. Next one.
For 15 points.
Mm-hmm.
What is noteworthy about the Tacoma Narrows Bridge?
And I would kind of really hone in on Rutgers because I think Chris Ash, defensive-minded head coach, both he and DJ Durkin, defensive-minded.
Peter from New Buffalo.
Folds apart. Work to do on the defensive side of the ball.
Incorrect.
Rutgers gave up the most points of any other Big Ten team.
You drive over it? Was that it?
No.
That's not it? All right. Time's up.
It collapsed as a result of wind-driven resonance.
All right.
For 10 points, in Buddhism, merit is earned for the 33rd and 88th climbs of which mountain? Everest, K2, Fuji, or Kilimanjaro?
Felix, New Buffalo.
K2.
Incorrect.
Go ahead, Quinn. Hit it. I didn't hit it quite fast enough. Austin from Lakeshore.
Everest?
Incorrect. Mount Fuji.
Fuji. Didn't they used to make film?
They did.
Okay.
For 5 points. Of the following deciduous trees, which one loses its leaves last after a summer's growing season? The elm, the oak, or the poplar?
Felix, New Buffalo.
The poplar.
That's incorrect.
Austin, Lakeshore.
The oak.
That's correct for 5 points.
Under 2 minutes, people.
All right, the next questions are going to be music questions for 5 points. They should precisely be called lip vibrating instruments, but they are usually grouped together because of their metallic composition. What family of musical instruments am I describing?
Austin, Lakeshore.
Brass.
That's correct for 5 points.
Another music?
Yes.
Okay.
For 15 points. It is the term for a piece in which the skill of a single virtuoso instrumentalist is set in relief against the background of an orchestra.
Danny from
Concerto?
New Buffalo.
That's correct for 15 points.
What was the answer again?
Concerto.
I was talking at the same time, so. Okay, good. 4:15.
Yep.
Excellent.
The next 4 questions. Try to pin down.
Now, how many points for that question? This next one.
15.
Sorry.
15 for the last one.
15. And then this one now you're about to read. I'm sorry.
5 points.
5 points. Got it.
Try to pin down these answers. They all have pin somewhere in the word. Highest point of development or achievement.
Austin, Lakeshore.
Pinnacle.
That's correct for 5 points.
Okay, so the next one is the same now?
For 10 points.
For 10 points.
Support or prop.
To the next level, which is going to happen for Wisconsin again. But really interesting to see at certain positions who
And it has
Wisconsin
pin.
Has the word pin somewhere in the word. Underpinning.
Okay.
For 15 points. The 20th century English playwright.
Harbaugh has been probably the biggest storyline, not only in the Big Ten, but all of college football over the last couple of
pin
months.
in
But
his name.
there's so many different storylines when you talk about what
Or
he's
her
been
name.
able to do. Recruiting. They've got to replace Jake
Oh.
Rudock. Jordan Lewis is
Harold
going
Pinter.
back along with Jabril Peppers in the
For 20 points. A light sailing ship.
side of the ball. And speaking of optimism, it's a team that won 10 games in the first season with a new head coach that was taking over a program that looked like it was not going in the right direction. Not only that, but they finished it in grand fashion. Michigan and
It's a penance or a penance.
Well, I think we need to get the bell fixed. And you know what? That's the end of the first half of today's academic challenge. We'll be back with the score in the 62nd round after this on WSJM. The news and talk. There we got it. The news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
I have a model of a pennant sitting in my basement. I couldn't remember the name.
All right, so let me get stuff together here.
They were able to keep things together with some of the injuries to Connor Cook late in the season, and how they were able to get to the Big Ten championship and win that, and then they did not fare so well in the college football playoff. You look at the Iowa Hawkeyes, great regular season, 12-0. But then they stumbled with 2 losses down the stretch, and then they go out to the Rose Bowl and weren't even competitive against Stanford. Then you look at a team like Northwestern, where it seemed like it was a flip turn from years past, Mike, where Northwestern had been known to play really good offense. They could score points. They could throw the football all over the yard, whereas defense was a little bit of a question mark. Just complete turnaround. Defense was great last year. Offense still got a lot of work to do to get back to where they were in the Kane Coulter and the Dan Persa days. But those are some of the areas that they can look to build. Kind of trying to take some of the things that they learned that they had weaknesses. They had holes in the bowl season and address those early on in spring football.
Derek Rackley, hard to believe it. Spring practice is already
indoor facilities, please.
It's already officially here. Back to basketball after this. We mentioned it earlier. The all-time starting 5, the best players in the program history from Evanston, is up next.
BTN Live is brought to you by great tasting 5-Hour Energy.
The 62nd round, and we'll begin in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to WSJM's Academic Challenge. At the end of the first half, the score is New Buffalo 15, Lakeshore 30. Now it's on to the 62nd round. And teams, we have 3 categories for you to choose from. We'll put 60 seconds on that timer, and you try to answer as many of the 10 questions as you can. Each one of those questions is worth 10 points. Now, you are if you do answer all 10 questions within the 60 seconds, I'll give you a 20-point bonus as well. Now, you're encouraged to consult with one another out loud. Make sure you guys are working together as a team, but the answers need to come from the team captains, of course. So after that minute is up, though, the opposing team will have a chance to answer any of the questions that the first team couldn't answer. So New Buffalo, you're trailing by 15 points here at the moment, so you have first choice of these 3 categories, which are just the letter O, medicine, or spelling bee. And Danny, what did your team choose?
Spelling bee.
Spelling bee it is. Lewis, grab the spelling bee questions. And we'll begin. We got 60 seconds on that timer. And here we go. Is there a setup for this one?
Yes, there is.
There is. Do the setup first, and then we'll put 60 seconds.
All right. Spell all these words beginning with P.
All these words beginning with
the letter P.
With the letter P.
So we already know one word.
So the 60 seconds will begin as soon as he finishes reading the first word, whatever the first word is.
Pageant.
There's a new way to read your local news today. Just pick up your phone or your tablet too. Go to your store. It's easy to do.
Got to spell it out. Yep.
Oh. No.
It's got to come from Danny.
Okay.
Pagent.
That's incorrect.
Next one.
Paralysis.
Paralyssis.
That's correct. Paroxysm.
So don't delay. Pick up your phone, pick up your tablet, then go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Then type in Town Crier Wire and press install.
Oh yay. There's a new way to read your local news today.
Paraxism.
That's incorrect. Pastime.
Go ahead and try it since you. Go ahead and try it.
Pastime.
That's correct.
Okay, so you got two. Okay. And our Lakeshore, I'll do the same for you. If you get in right on the bell, I'll let you guys answer too if it comes to that point. So we got two correct?
That's correct. Two of them.
All right. So Lakeshore, that means there are 8 unanswered that you can try to steal some points from. And then, of course, we'll reverse the tables when you get to choose your topic as well. We'll put 60 seconds back on the timer. Do the setup for me one more time, Lewis.
Spell all these words beginning with the letter P.
Okay. 60 seconds. Here we go.
Pageant.
Start with an A, right? P-A-G-A-N-T. P-A-G-A-N-T.
That's incorrect.
Go ahead and spell it.
P-A-G-E-A-N-T.
Okay.
Paroxysm.
P-A-R-E-X-C-I-S-M. That's what it's P-A-R-E-X-C-I-S-M.
That's incorrect. It's P-A-R-O-X-Y-S-M.
Okay.
Perspicacious.
Pass.
Pathos.
P-A-T-H-O-S.
That's correct. Petulant.
Could you repeat that?
Petulant.
Petulant.
P-E-T-U-A-L-A-N-T.
That's incorrect.
Yep.
Pneumonia.
Go ahead and try it.
He held on to the school's all-time mark for 35 years. McKinney was Northwestern basketball's first ever 3-time team MVP. I need to write it down.
All right, we'll give up on that. Go ahead and spell it for us, Lewis.
Pneumonia. P-N-E-U-M-O-N-I-A.
And I got just to wrap it up here. Prerogative. Anybody want to just try? You don't have to buzz in. This is just for fun. Who wants to try prerogative?
That's not my prerogative.
It's not your prerogative.
P-E-R-O-G-A-T-I-V-E.
Say it again, Felix. I'm sorry.
P-E-R-O-G-A-T-I-V-E.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
Yep, that would have been one of them too. So nice job. All right, so Lakeshore got one. Those were tough.
That one that was...
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Maybe the 6th or 7th one?
Perspicacious.
The one where I was really close.
Perspicacious?
Well, there's that one. But there's one I think I must have been... No, not pageant. There was,
Pathos?
Not pathos. I got that one. It was
Petulant?
Petulant?
No, you got
petulant. Yeah.
Yeah, petulant.
P-E-T-U-L-A-N-T. No, they said A.
No,
I put an extra
He
A
said
in there.
A-L. Yep. You got it. You got it. So, all right, Lakeshore, we'll move over to you. We have 2 remaining topics. We have the letter O and medicine. Which one would you like?
We'll take the letter O, please.
The letter O. Now, the obvious thing would be that these are words that begin with the letter O. Is that right? Is that what you're thinking?
No.
Oh, Lewis is much smarter than that. Lewis, do the setup on this one.
Okay, for the topic O, it's like tobacco and potato. These answers end in O.
The answers end in O, okay? We got 60 seconds back on the timer. That 60 seconds will begin as soon as he says the first one. You guys ready? Here we go.
Quicker than Andante.
Adagio.
Incorrect. Spanish Rhythm by a Frenchman.
Pass.
The O'Learys and the McCormicks lived here.
Pass.
Prohibition of imports.
Every team has a chance. That was our chance to do it, and I think our team went like 23 of 23 from the foul line.
Embargo.
That's correct.
Nice.
Colorful long-legged bird.
Flamingo.
That's correct. He loved not wisely, but too well.
Pass.
Decorative style of the 18th century.
Pass.
City painted by El Greco.
Pass.
Souvenir.
Go ahead and try it.
Yeah, there's at least two I can count on, and they're down in Tennessee. My phone.
3 seconds.
I'm sure that
2, 1. All right, time's up. Didn't get that one.
Nope. 2.
So 2 correct.
They
So
got
you
2.
know what, New Buffalo, we got 8 for you to try steal away now, as they're scrambling to get all their paperwork together. So Lewis, go ahead and read that setup one more time for us, just so we hear it. Go ahead.
All right. Like tobacco and potato, these answers end in O.
60 seconds back on that timer, and here we go.
Quicker than a Dante.
Moderato.
That's incorrect. It's Allegro. The Spanish Rhythm by a Frenchman.
Pass.
The answer is Bolero. The O'Learys and the McCormicks lived here.
El Paso.
That's incorrect. Chicago. He loved not wisely but too well.
Pass.
The answer is Othello. The decorative style of the 18th century.
Pass.
The answer is Rococo. City painted by El Greco.
San Francisco.
That's incorrect.
Toledo.
The answer is Toledo.
Yep. Next one.
Souvenir.
Memento.
That's correct.
Right. Nice.
And the jacket named for a New York club.
Pass.
She's got it. Oh, say it one more time. Just
The jacket named for a New York club.
Think something really nice.
What do you wear when you dress up? What do you wear?
Oh, tuxedo.
You got it. So you got one correct. Okay. Boy, that I think was our toughest 60-second round I think that we have ever done. All right. Well, that ends the 60-second round. We'll check the scores and conclude the game next here on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Print off the coupon. Call us at 429-1585 and set an appointment. It's that easy.
Hi, this is Tom Austin. Call today to set your tax appointment at 429-1585. We look forward to seeing you soon.
That's 429-1585. Thanks, Tom Austin.
Advisory services offered by Capital Asset Advisory Services, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Taking the fear out of your future. Austin Tax and Financial.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. There's a new way to read your local news today. Just pick up your phone or your tablet too. Go to your store. It's easy to do.
By now you've likely heard of Town Crier Wire, the free app that provides local news, local sports, local business news, local events, local closings and cancellations, as well as obituaries. But have you downloaded it? What are you waiting for? It's really easy to do. Simply grab your phone or pick up your tablet, then go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Type in Town Crier Wire and press install. It's that easy, and again, the app is free. This is the right way to get all the local stories that matter to Southwest Michigan. With a team of reporters covering the action 24/7, you'll be in the know as it happens right at your fingertips. Don't be left out. Download Town Crier Wire now.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. There's a new way to read your local news today, and best of all, you don't have to pay.
Town Crier Wire?
Town Crier Wire.
Town Crier Wire.
For your free Power Smart booklet.
Rich Eisen, weekdays noon to 3 on Sports Radio 1400 WSJM.
BTN Live continues here, radio only. Taylor Rooks, Derek Rackley, and Mike Hall here with you.
I like that DJ voice.
He did, kind of change it up, right?
Radio Bringing you
the
That's how you do it? You just change it up for the audience.
That's how I do. You got to know your audience, man. You're on radio.
And they're
It's
into that slow jam DJ voice for sure.
so I tell myself.
Yeah.
We have Derek back here, and we wanted to ask you about the players that can step up. And here's why. If you think of last year, I mean, really any year, there are players that you don't expect to be very good that end up becoming very good. For example, just in the quarterback position, I don't think anybody thought C.J. Beathard would be as good as he was. On the flip side, Jake Rudock. I think people were hoping that he might be that good, but I don't think anybody really
How about
expected
somebody
it.
like Desmond King? Like, turns out to be like an absolute star. One of the best defensive backs in the country.
What about this upcoming year? Give us an idea of a name or two, or 6 or 8. That you think, what's the first name that jumps to your mind when you think of someone who could be much bigger this upcoming year?
Well, I start at the quarterback position. I mean, that's where you generally like to default to because most people know about quarterbacks and what they've done in the past. And I go to a guy that's maybe an unlikely suspect in Clay Thorson. Northwestern, as we mentioned earlier, Mike, was a team that over the last few years has been kind of known by their offense. Fast-paced, spread you out, good quarterback play, get the ball to their hands, complete passes, get up and down the field and score points. Last year, that was not the case. You look at Northwestern, and they were at the bottom of the league as far as the scoring offense. I think a lot of that goes to their quarterback. Clay Thorson was just a shade over 50% in his completion rate, and he had 7 touchdown passes, 9 interceptions. That's not going to keep a defense honest. Now, granted, they got a stud in the backfield in Justin Jackson, but if everybody knows that that's how you're going to try to beat him, then they're going to load up the box and slow down the run game. So if they can get better quarterback play from Thorson, they can bump up that completion percentage to 65.
Danny, you got something to say
Sure.
when I come back to you? And Austin, you got something to talk about? Okay. All right, here we go with the second half of the Academic Challenge in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Academic Challenge on WSJM. The score at the end of the 62nd round is New Buffalo at 30 and Lakeshore is at 60. It's now time to find out what's happening at each of our participating schools over on the New Buffalo side. Danny, tell us all the great things going on.
Well, we're currently preparing for our musical in March, which is The Little Mermaid, and I play Prince Eric. So come check that out. And our Envirothon team is working on their community outreach projects, which are projects in which they help the community. And our robotics team has built a robot for a competition that's coming up soon. And our mock trial team has been working very hard to prepare for the mock competition in March. And we'd also like to thank WSJM and all the sponsors for holding this tournament.
Fantastic. And just a shameless plug real quick, too. On Thursday nights from 6 until 7, we're featuring a show on WSJM called Robotics Roundtable, where we're talking about robotics and all the way up to the state competition and so on and so forth. So if you can listen on Thursdays from 6 to 7, we'll have that show for you. So it'll be a lot of fun. Real quick, Danny, on New Buffalo side, we've got a couple of substitutions coming in. Why don't you say your name and what do we do, favorite color? So nice and close to that mic there.
I'm Isaiah, a senior, and my favorite color is gold.
I'm Blake, and I'm a freshman, and my favorite color is beige.
Nice.
My name is Max. I'm a freshman, and my favorite color is blue.
Cool. All right, over to Lakeshore. So, Austin, tell us all the great things at Lakeshore.
Greetings from Lakeshore High School. It's been an interesting few weeks since we were last here. Our basketball teams have both had winning seasons this far, with the girls only losing 2 games this season. Our boys will take on Portage Northern tomorrow night for a makeup game at 7 o'clock. Our Winterfest week was a huge success thanks to Student Council. Congrats to Winterfest King Curtis Elliott and Queen Julia Carpenter. The choir's chorale has festival tomorrow night, and we wish them well. The band has festival in the coming month as well. Rehearsals are underway for our variety show on March 18th to 19th. Please make sure to mark your calendars. We have robotics tonight who will be staying to roughly midnight at the school, doing bag and tag, getting ready for our competition. And our electric car club has been getting ready with carbon fiber for races in March.
And you guys have a new logo for the school. We need to get that on our sign as well. We need to get the new sign up there. So, yeah, if you haven't seen the new logo for Lakeshore, it's really cool. Check it out. All right, we've got substitutions. We are ready to go.
I'm ready.
All right, let's begin the second half of today's academic challenge between New Buffalo and Lakeshore here on WSJM. Here we go.
All right, for the next four questions. What colors, if any, will be the following indicators turn in an acid solution? For 5 points. Litmus paper.
Isaiah from New Buffalo.
Blue.
Incorrect.
Lakeshore, anybody? Austin, Lakeshore.
Pink.
Incorrect.
It is.
Red.
Red.
Then ring in. You know the answer. Ring in.
Phenolphthalein.
Austin, Lakeshore.
Pink.
Incorrect.
Blake from New
Orange.
Buffalo. I'm sorry, say it again. Wait for me to call on you. That's why he couldn't hear you.
Orange.
Incorrect. Colorless.
Doesn't change. Well, that's doesn't do much.
The drops
good.
are pink. That's what
Yeah.
I use that.
Methyl orange.
Austin, Lakeshore.
Can take a guess for orange.
No.
Incorrect. Lake, New Buffalo. Want to try it? Blake from New Buffalo.
Yellow.
Incorrect. Red.
Red it is.
And 20 points. Bromothymol blue.
Max from New Buffalo.
Green.
Incorrect.
Lakeshore, anybody? Quinn, Lakeshore? I can't hear you. A little closer to that mic, please.
Blue.
Thank you.
Incorrect. It turns yellow.
Yellow. All right, what's the next question?
All right.
Time to
Name
move on.
these popular authors whose works have been turned into 10 or more motion pictures.
How many points for the first
For
one?
5 points. Innumerable movies, including Hamlet.
We have Danny from New Buffalo.
William Shakespeare.
That's correct for 5 points. For 10 points, more than 44 movies, including Riders of the Purple Sage.
And make you get rid of the football quickly, and we'll take our chances in one-on-one coverage. Just something that's going to have to get fixed early, and it's going to have to get addressed in spring football.
You know what, though? It's good if you're a Penn State fan that they're trying to...
Louis Leamore.
I mean, I know they didn't necessarily choose to lose their offensive line.
For 20 points, 16 movies, including Private Lives.
And Lime Grover certainly is an option. Gary Williams is an option for us. Back to basketball we go. We check in with the legendary coach right after this.
Noel Coward.
20 seconds.
Next question.
Where are the following United Nations agency located?
Say it one more time.
Where are the following United Nations agencies located?
Okay.
Or headquartered?
Headquartered?
Headquartered.
Okay.
For 5 points, the General Assembly.
So where's that headquarters?
The biggest lesson learned is
Blake from New Buffalo.
Great Britain.
Incorrect.
Austin, Lakeshore.
New York.
That's correct for 5 points. For 10 points, the International Court of Justice.
Take a few minutes today to get your disaster financial recovery score, your DFR score. Go to DFR
Quinn from Lakeshore.
Great Britain.
answer a few simple questions
Incorrect.
and receive your DFR score and the personal action
Danny from New Buffalo.
Germany.
Incorrect.
Is it Hoboken?
It's not.
No?
The Netherlands in The Hague.
Netherlands? Okay.
Netherlands. For 15 points, the World Health Organization and International Labor Organization.
The Three Oaks River Valley Pageant Committee
Karen from Lakeshore.
is coming up Saturday, March
Incorrect.
12th. It's going to be held at the United Methodist Church.
Max, New Buffalo.
Germany.
Incorrect. Switzerland. For 20 points, UNESCO.
For more information, contact Brittany at 269-612-0215. This
Danny, New Buffalo.
Germany.
Incorrect.
Quinn, Lakeshore.
Incorrect. Paris.
Paris City.
All right, for the next questions, the common theme of your next 4 questions is 61. Who hit 61 home runs in 1961?
How many points on that?
5 points.
5 points. Say it one more time. Who hit what?
Who hit 61 home runs in 1961?
Okay, good. Austin, Lakeshore.
Babe Ruth.
Incorrect.
Good guess, though. Isaiah, New Buffalo.
Mickey Mantle.
Incorrect. Roger Maris.
Oh, like you knew that.
For 10 points. For 10 points. All right. For 10 points, anyone Name any one of the 4 men who went to space in 1961.
Max from New Buffalo.
Neil Armstrong?
Incorrect.
Anybody on Lakeshore?
The 4 are Yuri Gagarin, Alan Shepard, Virgil Grissom, and German Titov.
All right.
For 15 points, what country did both France and Spain invade in 1761?
Danny, New Buffalo.
Great Britain.
Incorrect.
That seems to be a popular answer tonight. Great Britain. Austin, Lakeshore.
Spain.
Incorrect.
It would be
Portugal.
Portugal. About 2 minutes left.
All right, here we go.
How many points? How many points?
For 20 points.
Okay.
For 20 points. The second nearest star in the northern hemisphere has the designation 61 and is in what constellation?
And they're playing great, and they're one of those teams that, and it helps. You know,
Isaiah, New Buffalo.
The Big Dipper?
Incorrect.
certainly, you know, has Wisconsin out there as a very good
Austin, Lakeshore.
Orion?
Incorrect. Cygnus.
I thought he was going to say the Little Dipper, maybe.
All right. The next 4 questions. Here are 4 fishing questions.
All right, first one's worth
5 points. Which virtue do you need when the fish aren't biting?
Austin, Lakeshore.
Patience?
That's correct for 5 points. For 10 points, after you use it, you rinse it in hot water, oil it, and release the drag tension. What am I talking about?
Isaiah, New Buffalo.
The Reel?
That's correct for 10 points. For 15 points, a feathered jig is also called what?
Blake, New Buffalo.
That's correct for 15 points. For 20 points, some types are weedless, hump-shanked, sneck-bend, and superior muscad limerick. What am I talking about?
Ryan, Lakeshore.
A hook.
That's correct for 20 points. For 15 points, what was the first hard liquor to be distilled?
Isaiah, New Buffalo.
Moonshine?
Incorrect.
Ryan, Lakeshore.
Rum.
That's correct for 15 points. All right, the next 3 questions for 5 points each. Identify these items associated with things you sit on. Where would you find a judge or a third-string player?
Austin, Lakeshore.
On the bench?
That's correct for 5 points.
Keep
going. Yep. The head of a committee.
Austin, Lakeshore.
The chair?
That's correct for 5 points. And the capital of a country.
Well, anytime you can add a great player, that really helps.
Austin, Lakeshore.
On the hill?
Incorrect.
New Buffalo. Give you a few seconds.
Off of the other players a little bit because the defense is key on Levert, and all of a sudden the other players have easier shots.
It's the seat.
You know what? That does it.
That's
That's the end of today's academic challenge match. We'll tabulate the scores and announce the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Maryland. What's your take on the recent struggles, specifically that Mello Trimble has been having?
Well, there's been so much talk about Mello Trimble. I think the key thing for Maryland is to focus on the team. And, you know, Mello Trimble
In 3, 2, 1. We're back on WSJM's Academic Challenge to announce today's winner and thank our sponsors. The winners by a score 115-60, the team from Lakeshore. Congratulations, Lakeshore. Congratulations to both teams. Thank you all for joining us on WSJM's Academic Challenge, brought to you by Lakeshore Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Berrien Springs Public Schools, and the Cook Nuclear Plant. Join us again next week. We'll have a makeup match, and we'll see how they do as they go head-to-head on Academic Challenge.
Was important after the Minnesota game when they only, scored in the 60s, and it wasn't like Michigan wasn't playing defense. So there were some positive things that Maryland can take out of the Michigan game, and this is big for Maryland now. In turn, I don't like to talk about seeding, but I will. It's important for their seeding with
you know, Purdue and Indiana and Illinois is their 3 remaining games, and 2 of them are at home. So Maryland's got a good chance to really finish up strong in the regular season.
But as for Melo, I mean, it's not just missing shots, it's turnovers too. Is this a confidence thing? Does he just need to get out of a slump mentally?
It might be, but the turnovers, Mike, bother me as much as his shooting. The shooting all great shooters go through slumps, things like that. But the turnovers, it looks sloppy. In other words, it's the concentration, the focus. Don't assume that this pass is going to be completed. Grind it. You know, make sure it's a perfect pass rather than just throwing it up court or something like that. And I think he's got to get back to that. And, you know, there's so much buzz about whether Melo should go, stay. All those things come into sometimes how a player plays this time of year.
Did you ever have a situation like this where you had a star player who you knew was truly great, but right when you got down to crunch time of the season, for some reason, they just went through a bit of a slump?
Yeah, I'm sure I did. I'm trying to think of a good example. We had Steve Francis here, who only played 1 year here, but he was a great player. And he had a couple rough games toward the end of the year. And I know talking